Locations in ATrack 3.0 are handled a little bit differently than they were in the earlier version because we've added sites. Now, a site is considered the location with which you have the affiliation agreement, or it could be your own university. And locations are those physical locations or departments, in some cases, where those students will actually be working at those sites. So, for instance, for a high school, you might have an affiliation agreement with that high school, but then there will be several locations at that site. For instance, the football field or the soccer field or the pool, and those are the locations where the students will actually go to learn. And so what we've done is we've added this ability to update sites or to create sites, and it's very simple. You just simply click Add New Site, and you'll see a screen that looks like this. And you put in the site name and the address, and when you put the address, it'll automatically populate the marker at that spot. Or if you move this marker around, say for instance move the marker around and click this red little marker icon, it will fill in this address, the closest address that matches where that marker is located. So we'll put that back there and put it right back here, and that'll give us our 1,000 hilltop circle. And then whatever kind of notes you want, you can put associated with the site. Then you update the site. Now once you update it, you're able to now see the site information and the map, but also there's a document library associated with each site. Now those get set up here in the forms and documents, which you can see in a different video, but essentially you can assign specific documents to the site and also assign specific requests to the site. So the site manager or the preceptor or whomever is in charge of that site would then come in here and be able to upload site contract or policy procedures or whatever because they're associated with this particular site. Now once you set up your sites, then you can go in and you can assign locations to those sites. Now you'll probably have a list of locations that came in from the old version of 2.0, and they're going to say, it's going to say not set, not set, not set. And essentially the students cannot use these locations until they've been associated with the site. Now, a quick and easy way of doing that is to, if you don't have to want to mess with it, you can create a site that would be like kind of a catch-all, like this one here called All Clinical Sites. And if you just set up one site that way, and you go into your locations, and then you can set those locations. So I just click on here to edit that location, and basically give it all clinical sites. And so what I would do is I would then assign all of these that are not set to all clinical sites. And that way the students can use the locations when they're logging their hours. And they would just, the site they would select would be all clinical sites, and they could choose a location. But the better way of doing this, and the way that's intended to actually make it easier in the long run and actually better to track, is to create a site and then to associate that site with these locations. So for instance, with these two, Travis Field North and South, I've already set up a site for a neighboring college, Loyola U. And so I'll put Loyola U there, and I know that the address here is we're here in Baltimore in this case, and notice that it just automatically populates and puts it right there. So that's actually Notre Dame, but we'll just call it Loyola U for now. I think there's probably a Loyola U around somewhere. That's Notre Dame. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's Loyola. So I'm going to put this right in here and say this is going to be Travis Field North. So I'm going to pretend that this is the Travis Field North right there. And then, of course, I can then populate that, and then I hit update. So now what will happen is I've got my Travis Field North as Loyola U, and I can do the same with Travis Field South. So I'll do the exact same thing there. I'll go ahead and hit that, hit Loyola U. I know it's again there, and I hit update, and now it puts it there. Now I might want to move that marker a little bit so it's on the south field instead of the north field. So we'll put this one down, say over here, like that. Okay, and then update. So now what I've got is I have these two locations that are associated with Loyola University. Now the reason why that's important is because when my students go in and they start logging hours, so let's just take a look at some hours here, and they're logging their hours, and they're going to be putting in a site and a location, they'll want to put in Loyola U, and then they'll put in which field they're in, north or south. Or they'll put in, for instance, ATrack University, and they can specify where they're at the pool or where they were. And the event in this case might be, of course, in swimming and diving. So this allows us to then track the site. Now, if you don't have a location, that's okay. You don't have to have a location at a site. Maybe that site is its own location. Maybe it's a clinic, and they're at that clinic, and there's no different locations at that clinic. Well, fine. Then create that clinic as the site, and that's all you have to do. One last thing about sites and locations is locations, just like the sites, also have documents. So I'll go to this Loyola U Travis Field North, and I'll click there, and I can see there's the address, and there's a location marker, but it also has documents, and it also has requested documents. And again, these are set up in the Forms and Documents section, which is you could see that in a different video. Okay, so that's how you set up your sites and your locations.